The desert had always felt wrong to Ethan Ryder. Even as a child, he used to wake up in the middle of the night hearing strange humming sounds outside his bedroom window. His father called it wind moving through the canyon, but Ethan never believed him. Wind didn't sound like whispers. Wind didn't sound alive. Ethan lived in a tiny, forgotten town near Nevada's endless desert wasteland, a place where people barely locked their doors because nothing ever happened. The town had one gas station, one old diner, and a population so small that everyone knew everyone else's secrets. But Ethan had secrets nobody knew. Every night after school, he disappeared into an abandoned military bunker nearly 10 miles outside town. The bunker was left over from Cold War experiments decades ago. Rust covered the walls, broken wires hung from ceilings like spider webs. Most people avoided the place because strange noises often echoed from underground. Ethan loved it there. Inside the bunker, he built homemade radio equipment from junkyard electronics, old satellite parts, and damaged military receivers he secretly collected over the years. His obsession began after his father disappeared when Ethan was only 11 years old. Officially, his father died in a mining accident. Unofficially, Ethan knew something else had happened. The night his father vanished, strange lights filled the desert sky, and ever since then, Ethan had been searching for answers among the stars. One stormy night in October 2047, everything changed. Rain slammed against the bunker roof while thunder shook the walls around him. Ethan adjusted the frequencies on his receiver, scanning deep space signals like he did every night. Static, more static. Then suddenly, a sound. Not music, not language. Screaming. Millions of voices screaming together. Ethan froze. The sound coming through his headphones was so horrifying that his hands began shaking instantly. The scream sounded human, but distorted, stretched, unnatural. Then another sound appeared beneath the screaming, whispering, a voice repeating something over and over in broken English. Don't let it see. The lights inside the bunker exploded. Every monitor shut down. Outside, thunder stopped instantly. The world became completely silent. Ethan slowly looked toward the bunker entrance. The sky had turned red. Not dark red, bright blood red. For several terrifying seconds, the entire desert glowed beneath crimson clouds while massive black shadows moved across the sky above the town, shapes bigger than mountains. Then everything vanished. The sky returned to normal, power returned, and somewhere far above Earth, something awakened. The next morning, people began disappearing. First, it was the mailman, then an old waitress from the diner, then 3 police officers. No bodies, no blood, no signs of struggle. They were simply gone. Panic spread across town within hours. Military vehicles arrived before sunset. Armed soldiers sealed every road leading in or out. Government agents ordered citizens to stay indoors and announced that a chemical contamination incident had occurred nearby. Nobody believed them, especially Ethan. That night, while watching from his bedroom window, Ethan noticed someone standing across the street beneath a flickering lamppost, a man in a black suit, perfectly still. Watching his house, Ethan stared for several seconds before realizing something horrifying. The man wasn't blinking, not once. The next few days became worse. People started acting strangely. Teachers forgot students' names. Neighbors stared blankly during conversations. Some residents repeated identical phrases in robotic voices. And everywhere Ethan looked, he noticed strangers. Men and women nobody remembered moving into town. They smiled too much, talked too perfectly, and never blinked. One afternoon, Ethan followed one of them into an abandoned grocery store near the edge of town. Inside the dark building, he hid behind shelves while the stranger spoke to another figure standing in the shadows. "What percentage copied?" one voice asked. 37%, another answered calmly. "And the originals?" "Being processed." Ethan's heart nearly stopped. Then the second figure slowly tilted its head unnaturally. As for the boy, silence, he heard. The transmission. The first figure turned toward Ethan's hiding spot. We know you're there. Ethan ran. He sprinted through empty streets while footsteps echoed behind him. The town looked dead. Windows dark. Doors open. No people anywhere. Only those things. Watching. Following, smiling. Ethan barely escaped into the desert before collapsing beside an old highway several miles outside town. That's where he met Dr. Lena Voss. She stepped from an armored truck. Holding a shotgun. Get in, she said quickly. They found you faster than expected. Lena Voss had once worked for the United States government beneath Area 51. According to her, humanity wasn't alone. It never had been. For over 50 years, governments around the world secretly communicated with extraterrestrial species. Most were peaceful observers. But one species terrified all the others. The orphans. Shape-shifting beings capable of copying organic life perfectly after physical contact. They're refugees, Lena explained while driving through the desert at night. Refugees from something far worse. Ethan asked the question, trembling inside him. What's hunting them? Lena's face went pale. The silence. Even speaking the name frightened her. According to classified alien records, entire galaxies vanished wherever the silence appeared. Planets, civilizations, stars themselves disappeared completely from existence. Not destroyed, erased, as if they had never existed. No survivors, Lena whispered. No ruins, no bodies, nothing. Ethan stared silently through the truck window. So, why come here? Because they accidentally revealed Earth's location after your transmission. Ethan felt cold all over. You mean, this is my fault? No, Lena replied quietly. They were searching for us long before you were born. By dawn, they reached Area 51. But what Ethan found there shattered everything he believed about reality. Beneath the famous military base existed an underground city larger than New York itself. Alien. Technology covered enormous metallic structures glowing beneath miles of rock. Strange ships floated silently inside giant caverns. Human scientists worked beside creatures Ethan couldn't even describe properly. Some had transparent skin, others floated above the ground. One creature had no face at all. This place, Ethan whispered. Lena nodded grimly. The world governments buried the truth decades ago. Deep within the underground city, Lena showed Ethan something hidden inside a secure chamber. A massive black machine shaped like a circular doorway nearly 50 feet tall. Ancient symbols glowed across its surface. What is it? Ethan asked. Lena hesitated. A hiding device. She explained that thousands of years ago, early humans arrived on Earth fleeing an extinction event from another galaxy. Humanity itself was not originally from Earth. Earth had been chosen because it could be concealed. The machine beneath Area 51 hid Earth from cosmic detection systems used by hostile species across the universe. But the machine is failing, Lena said, and your transmission may have exposed us permanently. Suddenly, alarms exploded throughout the facility. Red emergency lights flashed overhead. A terrified scientist ran into the chamber screaming, "They're here!" The ground shook violently. Then the screaming began again. The same screaming Ethan heard through the radio. Only this time, it came from outside. Across the planet, stars began disappearing from the night sky. One by one. News channels collapsed into chaos. Governments issued global emergencies. Entire cities lost power. People worldwide reported terrifying phenomena. Shadows, moving independently. Voices whispering from televisions, children talking to invisible figures, buildings disappearing overnight. Then came the first footage, a massive black shape hovering above the Pacific Ocean. Larger than a continent. No lights. No sound. Just darkness. Every camera pointed toward it malfunctioned moments. Later, humanity officially entered panic. Religions declared the apocalypse had begun. Millions rioted. Millions prayed. Millions simply vanished. And deep beneath Area 51, the orphans revealed their true purpose. They never came to conquer Earth. They came to hide. The silence follows consciousness, one orphan explained during an emergency meeting underground. Its human appearance flickered occasionally, revealing pale skin beneath. It feeds on intelligent life. How do we stop it? Military generals demanded. The creature looked genuinely afraid. You do not stop it. Silence filled the room. You survive as long as possible. Then the attacks began. Entire military fleets disappeared without explosions. Satellites blinked out instantly. Astronauts aboard orbital stations screamed before transmissions cut forever. Every hour, more stars vanished. The universe itself seemed to be dying around Earth. Ethan began suffering nightmares, visions. He saw impossible cities floating in darkness, saw gigantic eyes opening between galaxies, saw humanity running across dead worlds for thousands of years. Then he saw his father, alive, connected to machines underground somewhere, begging Ethan to run. When Ethan described the visions to Lena, her expression changed instantly. "You're linked to it," she whispered. "Linked to what?" But before she could answer, alarms erupted again. Something had entered the underground city. Security footage showed soldiers firing wildly into empty hallways before vanishing mid-scream. No enemy visible. Only darkness spreading across walls like living smoke. The silence had arrived. Panic consumed Area 51. Scientists fled. Soldiers abandoned posts. Entire sections of the underground city lost power. And within the chaos, Ethan discovered the truth about his father. Years earlier, Ethan's father had worked on the same alien machine hidden beneath the facility. During an activation experiment, he accidentally connected mentally with the silence itself. He survived. Barely. Since then, he had been kept alive deep underground because his mind contained information no human was supposed to know. Lena brought Ethan to him. The reunion shattered Ethan emotionally. His father looked ancient despite only being in his 50s. Machines covered most of his body. His eyes were completely black. When he spoke, multiple voices echoed together. "It knows you now," his father whispered painfully. Ethan grabbed his hand. "How do we stop it?" His father looked terrified. "You can't." The lights flickered. Then he continued. "But you can hide." The alien machine beneath Area 51 required a permanent human consciousness to operate fully. Someone had to merge with it forever. A living mind acting as Earth's shield. Without it, humanity would be erased within hours. Military leaders refused. At first, until the sky split open above Earth, every person on the planet witnessed it. A gigantic crack stretching across space itself, and behind it, something moved. Not a ship, not a creature. Something impossible. A darkness so enormous the human mind couldn't process its shape correctly. People worldwide collapsed screaming just by looking at it. Reality itself distorted around the entity. The silence had found Earth completely. Human civilization had reached its end. Ethan made his choice that night, quietly, without telling anyone. He entered the machine chamber alone while chaos consumed the underground city above. Explosions echoed in the distance. Emergency sirens screamed endlessly. Outside Earth's atmosphere, stars continued dying. Lena found Ethan moments before. Activation. "You can't do this," she cried. "You're just a kid." Ethan smiled weakly. "Someone has to." The machine awakened slowly around him. Blue light flooded the chamber. Ancient symbols ignited across metallic walls. Then Ethan heard it, the screaming, not from outside, from everywhere. The silence noticed him, watching, waiting, hungry. Ethan's final words echoed through the chamber. "If Earth gets another, tomorrow, it's enough." Then the machine activated. A shock wave of white light exploded outward from Earth across the solar system. Every satellite died instantly. Every electronic system shut down, and suddenly, Earth vanished. Completely. Humanity disappeared from the universe, hidden, forgotten, safe for a while. 200 years later, a deep space exploration crew traveling through unmapped regions discovered something impossible. A planet floating inside complete darkness where no stars should exist. Earth. The crew landed cautiously inside abandoned cities frozen in time, cars still sat in streets, coffee still rested on tables, entire civilizations left untouched, as if humanity vanished in a single second. Then they found the underground facility beneath the desert. Most systems were dead. But one ancient screen still flickered weakly, displaying the same message repeatedly. He is still holding the door closed. Deep beneath the facility, connected to endless alien machinery, Ethan Ryder remained alive, barely human anymore. His body fused permanently into the ancient machine. His eyes glowing faint blue inside darkness and beyond reality itself. Something knocked, again and again and again.